still saying for talking? No. Offender in custody?
So I'm going to share this with you guys. We shared it a couple nights ago. This is that incident report. Okay. That was discussing, this was on 5/1/2024.
Mhm.
This was printed 5/29, but you can see that the incident right here, 5/1/2024. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read the incident report again. This is in Myrtle Beach. You know it's Coldwater Circle. You know where that's at. And you know the minimal amount of numbers for the blacked out part. So you can kind of put two and two together.
Right.
All right. It says, made contact with the homeowner who advised everything was 10-4. Officers were able to look inside the residence and nothing appeared suspicious. Owner believed it could have been her husband calling to make complaints on her due to them going through a divorce. Shows all the officers involved who's primary. All right. And then right here at 12:19, same date, made contact with the homeowner who advised everything was 10-4. Officers were able to look inside the residence and nothing appeared suspicious. Owner believes it could have been her husband calling to make complaints on her due to them going through a divorce. 11:48, possession of S trafficking. Okay. 11:48, sheets covering, meant with an O, sheets covering all the windows. Black car in driveway. 6, it is not known if anyone is in danger. Caller name blacked out. The text suspicious / wanted person. Circumstances vehicle. Problem, there are a bunch of young Oriental females inside the residence. This is the house where the preacher's wife came up 10/7, 2 days after file divorce. Now look at this, you guys. This incident involves suspicious circumstances. This incident is in progress. The caller's current location is in the area / neighbor. Number 4, it is not known if weapons are involved. Number 5, not applicable. Description has already been obtained. Suspicious activity. Now, and then there's the rest of it. So, what did you think about that when you came across it?
First
read
off,
it for the
I
first
had to make sure it was verified because people can just make stuff up. So I immediately sent out a FOIA for a full. I wanted the full incident report, and I wanted the 911 call because I wanted to hear the concern from the neighbor. They were quick. They were like more than happy. I got, I think, 2 emails right away saying we're working on it. And right now, they just sent me an email today.
Really?
They're working on sending me everything from 2020 till now because I want everything
Really?
for that 911.
Nice.
Well, because if you remember, I don't know if you saw my video. One of the things the neighbor had said was that JP had beat on Micah. This is what one of the neighbors had said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also beat up one of these Oriental girls, and the police were supposed to know. So I'm like, okay, I need to get some confirmation on that.
Yeah, I mean, there is stories of him even throwing her clothes out. I can't imagine. This is so crazy because can you imagine you're a neighbor, right? And you live next, that'd be like a cop doing the same thing with his spouse, right? You have a pastor that lives in your neighborhood. And all of a sudden you see the pastor throwing out all the pastor's wife's clothes on the lawn. Right?
Yeah.
Or even the screaming inside, the punching holes in the wall, the screaming that had to take place before the punches in the wall. I'm sure sound travels through windows. Sometimes I'm sure the windows were open. When you're talking about those kind of toxic relationships, there's no timetable, there's no timeline. You don't know when something's about to pop off until it pops off. So windows could be open. So could you imagine being a neighbor and seeing or hearing that stuff, especially from a pastor's house?
Oh yeah.
It would have me going, what the hell?
Well, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the 911 call,
No.
but there were a lot of chock full of things. And I have my notes here. But one of the things I remember him saying was, "This guy's crazy. This stuff has been
Really?
going on constantly at that house. It's constantly chaotic." The other thing he said that I found very interesting, another reason why I want more records, wasn't the story always that he spent the night out the 26th into the 27th, or was he home? Was he home on the 27th? I don't know, because there were two things the neighbor said. Now, this is May 1st, so nothing
That's a
had
good
come out.
question.
You guys weren't there. You guys weren't protesting. The story wasn't big yet. The two things that this neighbor said that I found very interesting was that they heard she was killed in Charleston.
Really?
Where did that come from?
Charleston.
Yeah, and said that that Saturday, which would have been the 27th, that he was home that morning, sped out of the neighborhood, and almost hit one of the neighbors on the way out.
I mean, that sounds like him. I mean, we saw Pastor Protest Jesus J when he got followed. You could hear JP ripping tail out of his driveway, and he had to back out. He had to back out. Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, how long is the 911 call? Thank you for sending it to me. We are going to play it. No, I haven't even got to listen to it at
It's
all.
not very long. Maybe what, a minute or a little over a minute, huh?
Interesting.
Oh, is it 4 or 5 minutes? Okay, a couple of minutes.
Holly said
That's right.
Charleston is where JP said he was on the day, and so that's interesting that some of the neighbors thought it was Charleston.
And notice there's been no receipts for the dinners and the lunches and the shopping. And
maybe the reason, because when it comes to eyewitness accounts, sometimes they're not always 100 locked.
Sure.
Maybe because they saw stuff that was going on, like clothes getting tossed out on the lawn, screaming of words that you're like, this is coming from a godly house. Well, this is what I'm saying. Maybe when JP came to tell them, maybe because of what they might have already been thinking when they heard the news, they just automatically put Charleston in their head because he mentioned being in Charleston. It's shocking news. JP probably said Lumber River State Park, but it's so shocking. Stuff gets mixed up, and then they're just like, yo, they subconsciously already thought that he had something to do with it when he mentioned it.
Oh, and so they said that to the 911 operator. He said, you know, he said it to the dispatcher. You'll hear it. We apparently know she did not shoot herself. This was what the neighbor said. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I know.
Yeah. This is crazy. Right out the gate, he ain't waiting.
They're tired.
He ain't waiting. He's just like, yo. Like, I mean, just starts going crazy. All right, here we go. I'm unmuted too.
Where can I dispatch? Hello?
I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here.
This is Horry County Dispatch. Can I help you?
Sure, I was talking to a lady. She sent me you.
Okay.
What I'm calling for, we're in the neighborhood of Cascades. This is where that preacher guy, which everybody knows he's crazy out here, and his wife apparently, which we know she didn't shoot herself. But what's happening?
Just read that.
And he's had a bunch of Filipino girls or some, I don't know if what's going on in there. But the neighbor also saw him beating one of those girls up not too long ago. He can be, tell them the police about it. The mail lady just went down there and she said there's always different young Oriental girls in that house, and then they're now. I guess I don't know what he's going. I know they're doing an investigation into her death, because she had just filed for divorce and all. And, we all know her from running and everything, and she ended up dead. But I think somebody might want to go by that house and see what's going on, because it don't look good for this neighborhood. And her mom's out here, there's older people out here in this neighborhood. Something's going on.
Redacted.
Yes, ma'am. That's the address. And the mail lady said she went by there and there's young Filipino girls. You know, all that sex trafficking and all going on.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he was involved in that, but I'm not saying it because there's a lot he was into.
Okay.
And with little girls and all, and that's why it's going to all come out in the long run. But girls are, there's nobody else. That's not their house. It belongs to her. You know, and she had filed for divorce. So y'all might want to check it because there's something going on. They got like sheets all over the windows and don't look right in this neighborhood.
They have what all over the window?
And like I said,
Oh, sheets.
it looked like they got sheets put over it now since all this. And we did see him fly near them, fly out of there because he almost hit us in his blue truck and he took off. That was on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he sneaks in there and leaves. But those Orientals in there, and like I said, I think that was her house. But you heard about it. Everything going on with the, what was the name? Rock Church, Solid Rock Church.
Okay.
And it's the Miller, J.P. Miller. And like you say, she filed for divorce. 2 days later, she's dead. So there's something going on in there. It's been going on a while. Like I said, the neighbor saw one of them, the boy, because he's real crazy, beating the girl on the back. But I don't know why he didn't call the police, but he didn't know either.
Gosh.
A lot of people don't like getting involved. I don't think he's involved in sex trafficking, which I think he is. But y'all can find out. They got no business in their house.
Whoa.
Okay. And what is your name?
God bless this man.
Live down the road, believe me. Yeah, the neighbor knows. You know, everybody's scared of this guy now because what's going on. They should be.
Right. And what's your...
These are all redacted parts, everybody.
Yeah.
This is from the report we just read to you a minute ago.
Do you know about how many Oriental girls are there?
Oh my gosh.
No, I have no idea, but the post lady did it always, and she saw them in a while ago because they came to the door and got some packages she delivered. She was she knows there's always something, and the other man that used to be there said there's always something shady going in there with that boy and everything, which is, they're young.
What?
She thinks they're Filipino.
What? Don't tell me they're people from overseas that are. Oh
yeah, JP. He was the one. His wife was just found dead. It was just said that she committed suicide, but all the people got Facebook. They know he killed. You know how that goes.
Right.
He beat it all the time. He really did. He's a crazy guy.
Beat her all the
time. Involving young kids and young girls, and of course the church now is just saying that somebody should come up and say that longer, and she'd be alive today.
Oh, shout out, right?
Mm.
That's why we're here. That's why we're doing
I'm sure y'all all read about it. Just I think Saturday.
Whoa.
But there's always been something weird, and everybody had to tell you something weird going on in that house.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a nice neighborhood.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a place you're like, wow, I'd like to raise a family here.
Mm-hmm.
There's everything.
Yeah, I don't really want to get involved, but you know what I mean?
Right. Do you know if there's any
Something
weapons
to be
involved?
done.
Listen to this.
I don't know if there's any weapons in there. I know they said the girl shot herself. I don't know if that happened there. Somebody told me that the mail, they thought she did in Charleston, which don't make sense, but nobody knows.
Okay.
I don't know what's in that house.
And is there anyone in danger right now?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on inside that house or not.
Right.
There's a black car out there. I know they got the windows and all. They'll see when they see the house.
Okay.
Yeah, he slipped in and he ran out of there. So I don't know if he was. I know he had a restraining order on him, and I don't even think he was supposed to be around that house. But I don't. Like I said, she ended up dead. You know how that goes.
Right.
It's weird. It's very, and everybody knows. Everybody in that church knows. Everybody knows it, and it's under investigation. So
that's why they dropped down to 50 in that first
All right.
week.
I'm going to let you go. An officer's going to be dispatched as soon as possible. Just call us back if you get new information or need further assistance.
all right, we appreciate it. We didn't want to get involved, but there's something that needs to be done. Because there's something going on, and you know it.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was way more than I ever even expected.
I was sick when I first heard that. In tears. I feel like doing that now because I first of all, we got to take into consideration this is three days after he announced her death, 4 days after her death. So even if the news said something about it, all that was really out at that time was this nut job pastor made the announcement. That was it. Nothing else. So this is coming from the locals.
Yeah, the neighbor. The people who know. I mean, let's be real. they're the ones that live right next to you. They saw the clothes getting thrown out on the grass. They heard
All
the
of it.
screams and the nasty words, like this gentleman said. Oh my gosh, don't tell me they were part of Faith First Academy, coming from overseas.
Oh, I don't even want to.
Because you know how much they do overseas, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I remember what happened in Pakistan.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Now,
And
somebody
then-
had said in the chat, because I'm watching it on my television, that they didn't
Yeah.
understand what he was saying. And there was a portion, because he's got a heavy Southern accent. What he was
Yes.
saying was the mail lady even got involved with this call by this guy was speaking for a bunch of neighbors, you know, and they're older. And also the mail lady. And the mail lady had told him she went to deliver a package, and one of the Oriental girls answered the door and
Right.
said the package.
Right. And he kept stressing very young girls,
Very young girls. Yeah.
and even mentioned boys too at one point.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Hmm.
I can't believe. I'm gonna listen. That was a lot. That
Now,
was
this
a
is
lot.
Horry County. I don't believe Horry County likes him as much as Myrtle Beach, only because of what we saw from, and Jay said that as well. Because if you notice at the end of Jay's video, you know, one of the cops said, "Do you want to go back there and talk to him?" The other guy was like, "F no."
Right.
So they don't, you know, I think they're sick of him too, because that house is located in county. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine all the calls. I think you'll probably be shocked like I was here tonight with that call when you get all the report. Would you say you're getting them all the way back to 2020?
They moved in 2020, so it just made sense. Give me everything from 4 years.
Can you
Let's see what happened.
Can you imagine? Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you
All for Micah. Justice for Micah.
Thanks for requesting it, and thanks for coming on here to share it with everybody. It means a lot, really. It does. I'm
Well,
just
somebody else requested it kind of in a demanding way, and I just ignored it.
yeah.
You know who
I appreciate it. And thank you for your
Dennis is laughing.
right. I'm just in shock. I almost feel like I need
Sick.
to listen to it again. Really, I mean, because it's like certain parts of the conversation, I'm just like, hold on a minute, am I really hearing this? And then I miss another couple words, and I'm kind of like sucking it in, but at the same time, I'm skipping a little bit because it's just so shocking, and it really, this neighbor, it really, I don't think he's making any of it up. I think to me, it sounds like to me, it sounds like he's really being honest about all of it, and he's calling because he's probably tired of it, and he probably, because with the way Micah was, I'm sure she was a very how she was in the congregation, a very kind-hearted, would do anything for you, and I'm sure all the neighbors got to know Micah and got to know
Right.
Micah, and then got to know the situation, and when something like that happens, I'm sure it's one of those, but guess what, guys, we even stopped to get gas, so I couldn't have done it, one of those things. While you're telling people, I can imagine what that whole neighborhood felt like, and they gotta be scared, so scared.
Oh yeah, you can hear the desperation in his voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you heard the portion where he said the Saturday morning before, he skidded out and almost hit them. I even now listening to it, I feel like I go into a trance because I'm still in shock of what I'm hearing.
It is. It's very shocking. Sometimes he's repeating the same thing over and over, but it means that he just cares. He just wants them to hear him,
Yeah.
And I imagine this was from a Freedom of Information request, so they obviously already have this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
When it comes to the proper This is where it
Actually,
came from.
more than the FBI has it now.
This is, it's where it came from. So.
Mm. Now, we don't know if no calls have been made before. Say something, you see something, say something. I get the feeling there has been calls made. So that's why I reached out for more,
Right.
incident reports
There
and
had
911 calls. I said, send me every 911 call. I want to hear what they're saying.
She's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the